Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the hottest gaming news. Today we're diving deep into one of the most hyped projects on the radar, the brand new Metal Gear Solid Delta Remake. Now, if you're a fan of stealth action, legendary storytelling, and that signature Konami vibe, you're gonna wanna stick around. We're about to unpack everything from rumored gameplay mechanics and story tweaks to graphics upgrades, and what this means for the future of the franchise. Let's get it. Alright, so let's rewind a bit. For those who might need a refresher, the Metal Gear saga isn't just any series. It's a full throttle mind-bending journey through espionage, betrayal, and philosophical musings on the cost of war. Since its inception back in the 80s, Metal Gear has been pushing boundaries, blending stealth action with cinematic storytelling. The original games weren't just about sneaking around. They were about making you think, making you question the narrative, and sometimes even making you break the fourth wall. Now enter Metal Gear Solid Delta. Rumor has it that Konami is taking one of their most revered titles and giving it a full-scale remake treatment. But this isn't your run-of-the-mill remaster or touched-up re-release. It's set to be a ground-up reimagination, fusing classic gameplay with modern mechanics and visuals that'll blow your mind. Imagine that gritty, textured world you fell in love with, but re-engineered for today's cutting-edge hardware and with some surprises thrown in for good measure. So what's with the Delta moniker? In the lexicon of military and espionage jargon, Delta often implies change, evolution, and sometimes even a state of heightened alert. That's exactly the vibe Konami seems to be going for here. This isn't just a cosmetic facelift, it's a total overhaul. Sources and well-placed insiders hint that deep revisions to the core mechanics that define the original, while still staying true to the soul of Metal Gear. We're talking about an overhaul that might incorporate revamped stealth systems and even some new narrative branches that could potentially alter how the story unfolds. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is this just another cash grab retread, or is Konami actually investing in innovation? The chatter online, especially in niche gaming circles and Reddit threads, leans toward the latter. Fans are buzzing about innovative control schemes, the possibility of online co-op stealth missions, and even a more immersive meta-narrative that plays with our expectations of what a Metal Gear title can be. Let's break down what gameplay might look like in Delta. For those who grew up with the classic Metal Gear formula, you remember the slow burn tension, the meticulous planning, and the intense moments when one wrong move meant instant game over. Now, picture that same intensity, but with a modern twist. Rumors suggest that Konami is blending traditional stealth action with a more fluid and fast-paced combat system. Think of it as a cross between classic sneaking and modern adrenaline-pumping action sequences. What does that mean practically? First off, enemy artificial intelligence is getting a major upgrade. No more predictable patrols or one-dimensional guards. Expect smarter opponents who communicate with each other, set up ambushes, and react dynamically to your presence. There's even talk about a social stealth element where your behavior and choices can influence how entire squads adapt to your tactics. That's some next-level design, folks. Then there's the environment. In Delta, the levels are rumored to be more interactive and destructible. Imagine using the environment to your advantage, taking cover behind movable objects, hacking security systems on the fly, and even creating distractions that ripple through the enemy ranks. It's like Metal Gear meets modern open world sensibilities, all while keeping the claustrophobic tension that fans have come to love. Now, let's talk visuals and sound. One of the biggest promises of the Delta remake is a complete graphical overhaul. We're talking photorealistic textures, highly detailed character models, and environments that practically breathe with life. The goal isn't just to make everything look prettier, it's about enhancing the immersion. When you're creeping through a high-tech base at night or navigating a dense jungle under a stormy sky, every shadow and sound cue plays into the tension. On the audio front, expect a soundtrack that's both nostalgic and cutting-edge. Early leaks and snippets have hinted at a reimagined score that blends the iconic themes from the original with modern orchestral and electronic elements. And then there's the voice acting. While no official cast has been confirmed yet, insiders suggest that Konami is looking to bring in fresh talent, actors who can capture the nuance, sometimes tortured essence of these characters while delivering lines with that trademark snark and wit we all love. Of course, we can't forget the story. Metal Gear's beating heart. The narrative in Metal Gear Solid Delta is said to maintain the core plot that made the original a legend, but with some intriguing twists. rumors indicate that the remake might expand on certain character backstories and even introduce branching dialogue options that let you influence minor plot points. This isn't about rewriting history, it's about enriching it. The themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the cost of warfare remain central. But Delta may also explore modern issues like surveillance, information control, and the nature of digital warfare. The meta-narrative could even break the fourth wall on occasion, blurring the lines between game and player in a way that feels fresh and relevant for today's audience. If done right, this isn't just a remake. It's a reinvention that acknowledges its past while boldly stepping into the future. Now let's take a step back and talk about the bigger picture. Konami has been pretty quiet in the realm of original gaming content for a while now, focusing on mobile titles and other ventures. The buzz around Metal Gear Solid Delta isn't just about a beloved franchise getting new life. It's also seen as a potential signal that Konami might be gearing up for a broader return to form in the AAA space. The industry is watching closely. With remakes like Silent Hill 2 and the recent buzz around Metal Gear Solid Delta, there's a sense that Konami could be pivoting back to the big budget, narrative-driven games that defined its legacy. Of course, with great expectations comes great risk, but if anyone can pull off a successful comeback by balancing the old and the new, it's Konami. The online community is already buzzing. Forums, subreddits, and social media are alight with discussion. Longtime fans are debating everything from potential gameplay tweaks to which voice actors would best suit the reimagined characters. There's a lot of nostalgia here, memories of long nights sneaking past guards, decoding hidden messages, uncovering layers of a story that still resonates decades later. At the same time, there's a healthy dose of skepticism. After all, remakes can be a double-edged sword. Mess up the balance, stray too far from what made the original great, or simply fail to innovate, and you risk alienating both old school fans and newcomers alike. But if the early indicators and insider reports are any sign, Metal Gear Solid Delta is being crafted with a lot of care, passion, and yes, some serious technical wizardry. And let's get technical for a minute. With the increasing capabilities of modern hardware, especially on next-gen consoles and high-end PCs, there's no shortage of potential for what Metal Gear Solid Delta can deliver. From what we're hearing, the game is being built on a next-generation engine that promises real-time ray tracing, highly dynamic lighting, and physics simulations that add a whole new layer of realism to the stealth experience. For console owners, this means you could be looking at a truly immersive visual experience with smooth frame rates, even in the most intense action sequences. PC gamers, on the other hand, might get to tweak settings to a level of detail that ensures every blade of grass and every shadow behaves exactly as intended. And let's not forget VR possibilities. While there's no official confirmation of a VR mode, the underlying tech could very well lend itself to future experimental features that bring you even closer to the action. I've been scouring every credible source and trusted leak channel, and here's what the insiders are saying. The Delta remake is in full swing, with a dedicated team of developers who are not just rehashing old assets, but rebuilding the experience from the ground up. That means new motion capture, re-recorded voiceovers, and even a reimagined script in places to tighten up the narrative pacing. There are whispers that the project has a relatively generous budget, and that's huge. It signals Konami's commitment to quality, ensuring that every aspect of the game, from AI behavior to environmental storytelling, meets the high standards that fans have come to expect. The game will officially release on the 28th of August this year, so we won't have to wait much longer. So, where do we go from here? For now, everything about Metal Gear Solid Delta is shrouded in a bit of mystery, and that's part of the charm. As more details emerge, we'll likely see a steady stream of updates, teaser trailers, and behind-the-scenes looks at the development process. In the meantime, fans can only speculate, dream, and debate what the final product will look like. If Delta turns out to be as good as I think it will be, it's set to redefine how remakes are done in the modern era, balancing reverence for the original with bold new innovations that cater to today's gaming landscape. And if you're anything like me, you're ready for that level of evolution. Whether you're a veteran of the series or a newcomer curious about the legend, the new Metal Gear Solid Delta promises to deliver a gaming experience that's as thought-provoking as it is adrenaline-fueled. Alright, that's the rundown for now, folks. This has been our deep dive into everything you need to know about the Metal Gear Solid Delta remake. As always, I'll be here keeping you updated as new details drop. If you're hyped, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe for more no-holds-barred gaming news. Stay tuned, stay stealthy, and I'll catch you in the next update. Peace out.